Hey AfterBuzzers, we are back with another episode of BET's Chasing Destiny, Episode 4, Serenity Now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey. Shout out to Jesse on this one.
Jesse, we playing that for you, honey. We are here for it. Hey, and we got the lights.
I like that. I like the little strobe light effect. Okay, I'm with it.
Our producer got the studio popping today. She got it popping.
What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Chasing Destiny on BET.
Yes.
And this is the episode that we've all been waiting for when it really starts to get jumping. I am one of your hosts, DJ Richie Sky. You can follow me everywhere at DJ Richie Sky, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, Richie Sky.
And I'm your other host, Niena Drake. You can follow me at Niena Drake on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Periscope at Niena Drake, and at my website, nienadrake.com.
Yes, stalk us.
Yeah.
So listen, let's just jump right into this episode.
Oh, so good.
Episode 4, we're finally getting into everything that I felt like I was wanting to see from episode 1. You know what I mean?
It's about time. We're 4 episodes in, and this was good. Was it good, you guys? It was good.
It was very, very good.
And
TV.
I gotta give a shout out to everybody who's been watching our after show on YouTube. We are reading those comments. Yes, we see you. We see you guys. We picked our favorites last week.
We did.
And everybody was all up in the comments like, this is my favorite. This is my favorite girl. So we appreciate you guys so much for watching the show and commenting and sharing with us what you think is going to happen next and who your favorites are.
Keep doing that. So let's start right from the jump. Like, these new girls came in and just shook everything up. What are your thoughts so far on the new girls? I got a lot to say. But what are your thoughts?
We got Ashley from Compton.
Yes.
Jennifer, who is a very soulful singer. She was singing background, I think she said on Kelly Clarkson's tour. And then we have Crystal from Charlotte. Gorgeous.
Amazing.
I love Crystal.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Crystal needs to be in this group.
Yeah, no, she's in it.
It's something about her spirit. She can really sing. Yeah. She has the experience. But even with that experience, she seems very humble to me, which I really, really, really love. And
it's interesting because Crystal's obviously been in the business a long time, and they gave a little bit of background on her about the other group that she was in.
Rich girl.
And while most people who have been through the ringer and who have been told no so much, they get sad, they get angry, they get aggressive, they get, unhappy with the business and the situation that they're in. Crystal is like, I'm blessed, I'm beautiful, I can sing.
Exactly.
And I'm here for it, honey. Crystal, we love you, honey.
I know.
And I'm so glad. Shout out to Frank for bringing her back.
Okay.
Hey.
But they were at one point in time on tour with Beyonce.
Yes.
So that's pretty interesting. So she's kind of had that whole toured the country and all that kind of stuff, videos and everything. If y'all not familiar with Rich Girl, check them out. They were really popping back in the day. I thought.
Yeah. But Crystal, love her, and I know Frank was like, she got a little thick, but hey, we like them thick. I'm a little thick, and I'm here for it, Crystal.
I was here for it too. Despite, you could tell she'd gotten a little thicker, but I love the fact that she was not defined by whatever health issue she had, and even when he mentioned it, it didn't have any impact on her at all.
She acknowledged it gracefully.
But it was like.
But she was like,
I'm still here.
It is. But I got this voice, I got this face, and I got this hair, and I'm here for you.
So what did you think about the other girls' reactions to these new girls?
Expected. Totally. If you're in a situation like that and you've been here for a certain amount of time and then some new people show up, you're like, you better get out of here with that.
That's true. I can definitely see that. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay.
No, we're not gonna jump to that. First of all, okay, let me say something. Let me give props to Frank. Okay, Frank, Frank followed me on social media. Hey, Frank, come talk to us at the show. We
Please
want you
do,
here.
Frank.
Yes, Frank, I'll follow you back. Yes, we gonna get you here. But what I will say is, I give Frank a lot of credit for bringing the girls in. That's one.
I do too.
2, I give credit to Kelly for relaxing because she was so.
She came and she was like, I told you what happened to me in Houston.
Right. Kelly was low-key like a little bit on edge, and when the girl started singing, I felt like it was great that she trusted Frank and she allowed him to bring the new girls in, or the girls that he had that they had previously seen, and give them a chance. I thought that was really cool.
You know what was interesting, now that you mentioned that, juxtapose the girls from Houston with these new girls that he brought in.
Oh God, night and day.
Night and day, complete night and day.
I would have loved to see Frank in Houston.
Oh my God.
At the auditions. Frank would have been like,
bye. Let's just go back to LA.
He would have gave him a Apollo wave. Okay, Frank would have been like, girl, if you don't get up out of here.
I feel like he did a good job choosing girls with personality, that have a style, elegance, that have a light about them. You know what I'm saying?
Strength. Yes,
it was
all
a lot,
of them.
all
different. Three of them are great. You know what? Low key, Crystal, Jennifer, and Ashley can go sing together if they want to.
I was thinking the same thing.
Chocolate, vanilla, and butter pecan.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is your group right here.
Could be.
But
we can't forget about our shining stars, our diamonds in the rough. Because we got a whole list of them.
We do. So let's get into these groups now.
Yes.
Let's get into these new little groups that they put together. What did you think?
Shook it up, which is great. I love the fact that they did put the girls, that they created the groups around the new girls.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that Crystal and Kayla were in a group together with Gabby. But then there was a random, and I whenever, you know what, you guys, let me just put this out there. Whenever I mention a young lady that just comes to me out of nowhere, I'm paying attention to the show. Trust and believe, I'm watching all of y'all. I'm just trying to keep up with so many of you. But in the group, there was a random young lady, which ultimately got eliminated later. But I was like, who is that with the head wrap? Did you peep that?
Listen, I felt like there was another girl that Frank brought in that we did not get singled out for some reason. So I felt like that was her, because I noticed
with
there was
there
was an extra girl in there.
I know Tampico, okay. And I saw you guys' comments too. Thank you for correcting us. It is Tampico. But the other young lady was...
I knew, I just didn't want to correct you.
It was kind of funny. Tapioca. Anyway, so the young lady with the head wrap, I'm glad that you peeped that the same way I did. I was like, who is this?
I was like, she doesn't look, I don't know her. This is so random to me.
She's pretty.
But you notice they didn't give her a lot of spotlight. So
she was in and out.
Out the door.
He was in and out. Yeah, she did get cut. But so Crystal and Kayla.
Right. Listen.
Let's just go. Let's go. Because I'm ready. I'm here for Kayla. Okay, we can fight about her.
Because we would have to. Because here's the thing. You know, it was interesting to me that right off the bat, Crystal noticed exactly what I have been screaming this entire time. The girl is mad aggressive.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I feel like you can be like that when you're a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like that's going to work too well in a group. I just don't think it's going to work.
I will say this. I love Kayla. I'm here for you and Chi-Town. And I get it.
And
but let me say this. If you know what I believe? I believe that Frank sees this in her. He sees that is the only issue with her. Now, and that can make or break you in a group.
In the industry in general,
but it can actually catapult you too. It can work either really in your favor or against you. She ain't
figured out a way to make it work in her favor yet.
What I think is going to have to happen is that they're going to have to send her to therapy, and it's no shade. And this is a very important topic that I think a lot of us in the ethnic culture we don't even bring up. We don't bring up in the Black community or in the Hispanic community or in any ethnic community about going to therapy. We've all been through stuff. And it's important that we tap into what has happened in our past that's keeping us away from the success of our future. And for Kayla, she is ridiculously talented.
She is beautiful. We can't take that away from her.
And I'm gonna get to her solo performance because she shut it down. Okay.
Listen.
But back to my point.
Like I said, solo.
Back to my point. It's important that she, regardless of what happens to her in this show, because we know that she stayed and she made it through for this episode, but that she gets some help, some professional help.
Yeah.
And I've been to a psychiatrist absolutely.
Oh, I have too. But here's the thing though. So we got to discuss where she is at this current moment.
Yes.
Because notice Crystal said, yo, she's aggressive.
And Frank and Kelly were like, we expected that.
But see, what I did not expect though was when the group performed and they asked her questions. I wasn't prepared for her response. I really was not. I didn't even think
her response was that aggressive. I mean, she spoke up. This is what I don't want people to misunderstand about Kayla. just because you are assertive and you're confident does not mean that you are an angry bird.
I don't think it's born out of confidence necessarily.
Well, it's born out of insecurity and something else that's happened to her, and which is why I said she needs to go get help. And it's no shade. It is life, and I think that's why we don't talk about those things. And it's important for us to be honest and say we do need to talk about that.
But you know what? Some people just don't play well with others.
No, they don't, and that's okay.
It's okay.
But it's not that she's not playing well with others. It's that she has some underlying issues that are keeping her from being happy here.
Ooh,
she's not
happy. I wish we could get some of these other girls here to kind of give us the back.
She's not happy. She's not happy.
But it does make me think of like what is going on after the camera stopped rolling, to see what those interactions are like outside of these spotlight moments. Because you know what? Maybe that's who they're picking on at this moment, because later they also said that Cicely had a bad attitude, but we just never really saw that on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Kayla is giving us good TV, honey. Yes, Kayla, you're giving us good
some good TV, but let me tell you something. If Kelly had to pull you to the side one more time.
No, Kelly didn't pull her to the side. No. Kayla went into the bathroom.
And Kelly, there she go running after her again. Kelly, I don't want you to run after Kayla no more. I really don't. Here's the thing. She gonna have to learn. You're gonna
learn today, honey. You're gonna learn today.
She's gonna have to learn. But we're gonna come back to her because there's more. There's more
people. Okay, so group number 1, they're aggressive, and then there was group. Okay, number 2, Jennifer, Cheyenne, Song, and a couple other people. Not impressed at all.
I mean, nothing to say. They don't really.
But Jennifer, I'll say this, Jennifer,
she stands out.
She stands out very well, and they harmonize very well.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about them. I mean, it wasn't a stellar performance, but what I think was they were looking for the teamwork and then being able to harmonize, and they actually did that very well. Group number 3, Ashley, Brienne. I didn't like them at all.
Oh God. Ashley just said, you know what? This is not good. It's not working.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like you should never say that.
You shouldn't give up. You should actually just
try to push through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Number 4. Number 4. Who was in it? Ash was in that group. They were pitchy.
Yeah.
They were pitchy. And Frank said something. I can't even read my own handwriting. They were kind of I felt like they were battling with each other. They were pitchy and they were battling with each other. Great voices individually, but they just weren't working well together.
Yeah.
So I thought it was. Remember at the end of our last show, I said we need to put them as individuals and we need to listen to them. I think this was a part of that process.
You know what though? I thought was cool that we talked about that last episode and they kind of did something similar to that at the end of this episode. Okay, so we talked about, you know, a little bit about the groups. Was there anybody that you felt like stood out group wise, like anyone in particular that stood out in the groups at this point?
Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer definitely, and Crystal and Kayla. Maybe that's our group. No. Hey, write that down. Jennifer, Crystal, Kayla.
I don't.
Okay.
You know what? I think
What did you think about the new girls?
I love the new girls, actually. I thought they did everything that they were supposed to do. They shook up the dynamic. They let the other girls put them on notice. Like, okay, you know what? We need to step up our game. What are we going to do now? And I also thought it made them think differently in their groups. It made them think about how to harmonize a little bit differently. It worked for some. It didn't work for others.
I'm glad that Frank and Kelly did not take them through the choreography this time. What I love about Frank is that he's focusing on their bottom line talent of being a vocalist. And Kelly said this later on in the episode as they were doing the solo songs, is that they are great vocalists and they're great singers, but we just are still trying to get that great combination going. And so we know that they're all great, but what I'm gonna tell you is that there was some things that happened after the cuts. We can talk about the cuts now.
Let's talk about the cuts right now.
I want to get to the solo performances because I felt like
that was the meat of the episode to me.
It was, and it was a great.
It took
producing
me
wise,
to a different place. You know, a lot of times when we watch these shows and we kind of recap them, we do snark a little bit. We, you know, chop it up and we give it to them. But I really felt like it was more of an emotional experience watching these ladies sing.
Oh, it was awesome. And then, you know what, to me it did? it reassured their cuts and the people that they kept. But what I'm a little sad about is that some of the people that they cut did not get that solo opportunity.
That would have been interesting to kind of see that. But let's talk about the cut, shall we?
Let's go there. Let's go there, honey. They cut 5 people and kept 13.
Which I kind of wanted them to cut like a little bit more, but I get it.
So we cut Song, Tampico, Cicely, Ash, and Ambria.
I was disappointed that they cut Ash because I had been rooting for her.
You like the weirdness of her. You can go watch her in like Atlanta or something. Ash, if you're doing a show, honey, make sure you tweet him and tell him where you're performing.
Ash,
if you come to LA, come talk to us. We'd love to have you on the show.
We would love it. I would love to hear about the behind the scenes of everything, how it went down and all that good stuff.
Yeah, she's beautiful, and I think she had a very soulful, unique perspective. But again, like I said in last episode, I said Ash would be great as a solo artist. She reminded me of Janelle Monáe, and I think her position best in this industry would either be as background or as a solo artist, not in a group, because it just didn't make sense to me.
What did you think about? I know what you're going to say about Tampico, because I just felt like
I don't need to say anything.
I felt like that was coming.
Let's be clear.
I don't think I ever heard her sing solo either.
Let's be clear. We never heard her sing.
Right.
And so as a viewer watching the show,
she was in the background anyway.
I'm not sure what the purpose of even continuing to keep her present, as opposed to, she just filled different parts of the episode and time in the show to me. I don't remember seeing her talent as an individual person. I don't remember seeing her personality, anything about her life. Like, I don't remember anything about her besides the blonde hair and the distracting piercings that she had going on. Now, to her credit, I'm sure she has a great voice.
Yeah, but we didn't
get to hear you, honey. We didn't get to hear you at all. So I'm sure Frank and Kelly kept her around for a reason. If not the producers, we just don't know what the story was behind her. But she was gone, and I don't feel any type of way about losing her.
Let's talk about Song, though. What did you think about that? What did you like? Because you know what my thoughts were? Frank said it kind of best, that she just kind of looked, just forlorn and just like not there. And that's probably something that they saw a lot more of than we saw on camera, except for that one incident where he kind of called her out.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting to me that they let her go so soon. I kind of expected them to keep her a little longer.
I'm sad that you guys did let Sky go. Honestly, I'm sad that they let her go. One, because she was such a powerful voice. But what the reasoning behind what they were saying is her lack of confidence and her attitude. Now, it wasn't bad. It was just... it wasn't anything. And I remember someone in the business told me this. You either need to be extremely great or extremely bad, because everything else in the middle of that is forgettable.
Exactly.
Okay? And the reason why I feel like Frank and Kelly decided to let her go ultimately, aside from her being she has a beautiful voice, is that she was forgettable. And her lack of excitement or otherwise is like cancer. It'll spread. And they didn't want it to affect the other girls if she ended up being in a group with them. And so I understand the thinking behind why they did it. But at the end of the day, I do feel like she should have had an opportunity to stay. She should have stayed. And she would have rocked the hell out of that solo, okay? Song is no joke. I love her, and I'm sad that she left.
Again, I think that the vocals were absolutely 110% there. She could fill the room with her voice. But I just don't know that personally she would have been a good group person.
I said that she would have been great as a solo artist, but I just wanted to hear her in the solo, because I'm gonna tell you, some of these solos were not impressive, and Song would have been a better placement to be in that room of the 13 young ladies. I honestly feel like that. I feel like they should have kept Song, and I hope she comes back.
You still on this whole like
I love her.
Bring somebody back thing?
Because they don't do it. First of all, I've been a TV producer for a long time, honey. I know what's gonna happen. I don't have any inside information, but I already know they're gonna bring somebody back. You wouldn't
consider this whole episode of them bringing 3 girls back that sort of thing? Yeah. Because that's kind of like...
No, they're not bringing them back. We didn't get to see their initial like extensive interviews. So No, they're not bringing back. We didn't get to know them. We didn't get any attachment to them.
Yeah.
I'm attached to Song. I know some of her story. I remember her face. I can spot her down the street. I can spot her on another TV show. I think she's a great talent, and I can't wait to see her again, whether it's in person, whether it's on the show. I think she's amazing.
Who else did they let go? They let go. It was
they let go of Cicely, unforgettable.
Yeah, and Ambria.
We knew that was coming though.
You know, it's funny to me because I do appreciate them kind of keeping her.
Oh yeah, they
you know
had
what I'm
to.
saying?
They would have looked like monsters if they
that whole incident. But I was kind of almost thinking that they might keep her around a lot longer.
Well, Kelly wanted to give her some time to grieve and some time to breathe. Frank wanted to give her some time to readjust and refocus.
Yeah.
And when the spark didn't happen. They realized it was probably going to take too long for her to like come back into like the present with them, and that's why they decided to let her go. Not that she needed time to go home and be, whatever. I don't think that was the case.
Yeah.
I think it was her lack of being present and being there and fighting for her position.
Yeah.
She was very, I don't want to say weak because I feel like that's the wrong word.
Yeah.
But she wasn't as strong as she could have been because of what was going on, which is honorable. Ambria is going to be back. We're going to see her again. I don't know if she's going to be back on this show, but we're going to see Ambria again because she's a great talent. She's a beautiful girl, and she has something to share with the world. So I'm looking forward to seeing her.
So we are now 5 girls down. And we are at this 13 right here. So at this point in the episode, we get these amazing solos at a studio that Kelly Rowland sings at a lot.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool that she brought them here, which I kind of would have almost liked her to have done last episode instead of taking the trip to Houston, to have taken them there to give them the opportunity to kind of listen you remember how we talked about listening to them and then kind of with your back turned so that they can hear their tones. I thought that was interesting that they really did that in this episode. So good call on that.
Ding ding ding. We got a sound effect for that now.
Okay, so let's talk about the solos. Who stood out to you? Who fell to the background? Like, let's get into it.
So I'll say this overall. I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad that they listened to me. You guys listened to me. I appreciate that. But what I loved and I appreciated about all the young ladies is that they were focused, and some of them really tapped into their personal stories and lives. We didn't have to know what it was, but we could feel them. And remember back when Diddy was making the band and he was like, I don't believe you. They made us believe.
Yeah.
And I believed them whether I knew what they were singing about or not. Okay. And that there was like this extreme greatness and there was this lull to me. Some people were very blah, and then some people were, I literally shed a tear.
I gotta tell you that to begin with, Crystal was completely A, genius, and B, I almost felt like she was probably, because I didn't know where it was going, I didn't know that we would get every girl. So I thought it could end there, because she was just, it was like she told her story through song.
She was great,
and it sounded like something that you would already hear on the radio.
Yeah, she was great, and I'm glad that they started with her. Now, we don't know if the exact order of what they showed us on the television show is in fact the order that they performed. Yeah. Excuse me. We don't know that. And so, but regardless, they produced it in a way to position her at the beginning. They gave her a lot of airtime. Crystal, you're getting this camera time, honey. Now, all she's doing is singing for this camera time. I want to hear about who she is. Yeah. Because you're a great voice, but what's behind that chocolate skin of yours, honey? What's the story?
See, you know what's funny though? Like, at first, Alex was she was my go-to girl, right?
She's been your go-to.
But she's been replaced a little bit. Alex, I still love you, but I think that now I'm starting to see some other people kind of come to the forefront. And I'm seeing Crystal as being one of those people.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Crystal, Jennifer, and Ashley. They're all amazing. Yeah, they're all great. So these are my favorites from the solos. Okay. Crystal is one. Yeah. Jamie, Baby Beyonce now. Come on now. Baby Beyonce.
Okay. She was good. She
She's
was good.
very pretty. Baby,
I'm glad they didn't let her go. I'm glad that they had that split second change and was like, no, we can't let you go.
It was so
But can I
weird.
say something though? It was like, I love how Kelly said, you know, we're gonna let you go home. You know, we're gonna let you leave. It was very much.
We were going.
Yeah, but like when she told the girls that it was time to go, she didn't say, "Well, you're cut. You gotta go. Bye." It was, we're letting you go home. It's. I felt like she did it in such a positive way.
Kelly is a sweetheart.
I love that.
Her light and her intention is always good, and what she's trying to do is genuine. So for me, I expected that from her because that's just her spirit. You know, she's a sweetheart, and so she didn't say "Auf Wiedersehen." She didn't say "You're fired." She was like, "We're gonna let you go home," and I thought that was very graceful of her, as always, as she does. But
I'm glad that they did keep Jamie, because
Jamie almost, baby, you almost didn't make it. But I'm gonna tell you why she made it, because she's baby Beyonce, baby. Okay, she's baby Beyonce.
I love that she says, I don't have any training. You know, I might be singing wrong, but she sounds beautiful.
Humble. She's humble. My other favorite was Maya, who sang Erykah Badu.
Okay.
Soulful and pretty. Love Maya.
You know what I want to see though?
What?
I want to see a bit more personality, Maya. I really do. I want to see some more.
Well, these other strong personalities have been over. She ain't had no room and time and space to come up. Excuse you. I'm throwing my Kyla under the bus.
I just want to note something though. Johari is from Chicago as well, and note that she is not as aggressive as Kyla.
It doesn't matter. Johari probably grew up on the north side. Kyla grew up on the west side. Okay, let's be clear. And speaking of Kyla killed. My notes are yes. She's the lead. Love her. Okay? And they just need to get her into therapy. But yes, Kyla, you killed that solo, honey. And she sat down like, check. She really did. No, Kyla, you did that, honey. No, she did it. She did it. I have a sad face next to Brienne. And Ashley. Okay, so those are my favorites. She's the other
Why did you write a sad face next to Brianna?
Because she just was blah.
It's so funny to me because I almost wish she had just sung Stay Again, because she killed that performance back when she first auditioned.
But again, you know this, and we talked about this, and Frank and Kelly know this very clearly, that the quality and the certification of who you are as a great singer and artist is that you have versatility in your voice. And if you cannot bring it for different songs, different emotions, different, levels, then it's like you're just a one Wayne Wonder or whatever.
I agree with you on the ones that you said were your highlights.
Yep.
Who kind of went downhill for me was Sky. She kind of was a little pitchy today. Like I
said, I was not impressed. She just sounded like she just was not. Sky
and somebody that they keep kind of like talking about that I don't get it yet. And listen, she might be a beautiful girl.
Gabby too.
Gabby and Candace.
Well,
two sides of a completely of the coin to me.
But you know why Candace is special? She's from Philly, and there's some soul in her that she was just raised through. And I think the reason why they kept her is because there's this passion and this soulfulness of who she is that comes out when she sings. We believe her. Okay, she's not just singing. She's not just a good voice. We can believe her, okay? And that, I'm going to tell you, you know who shut it down?
Who?
Kayla shut it down. But who shut it down was Ashley, baby.
Ashley was amazing.
I shed a tear. She took us to church. She had Frank crying.
I love that she kind of has that rich tone to her voice.
Oh my God.
And I feel like she would do very well in a group because she would add color to the vocals. I like that about her.
Oh my God,
I really,
Ashley,
really do.
Girl, yes.
It's something I like about her.
Bravo.
Oh my God, the new girls, to me, they
had
great. Something extra special about them, and I understand exactly why he brought them back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So those are my favorites. Anybody else that you felt was a favorite out of the solos?
I mean, you called them out, but I just feel like there were some disappointments. That was, to me, Gabby, I wanted Alex to do something. Really, I kind of think I wanted Alex to do something slower because that seemed to be the theme, and she kind of went up tempo, which was a little bit against the grain. I don't really feel like it showed her range
no,
as well as some of the other girls were allowed to shine.
Yeah. Gabby, did you remember when Kelly said, "Why your face look like that?" Did you guys just see what he did? He just turned his lip up about Gabby. Let me say this about Gabby.
Gabby's a pretty girl.
Gabby is very pretty, and what Kelly is saying is that she's refreshing and she's not trying to look or sound like anyone else. Gabby's like the girl that you would see strumming a guitar in the New York train station, or like at the corner, like she's like, and that girl. And I feel like
that's what she should be in the coffee house.
Oh God, yes, but that's literally where I see
that's
Gabby.
Not a bad thing. She just gives me singer songwriter instead of
not a star,
right? Instead of dynamic group. You know what I'm saying?
And I honestly didn't feel much. I felt something, but I didn't feel much when I was listening to her sing. And the people that I pointed out, Crystal, Jamie, Maya, Kyla, and Ashley, I felt all of them. Yeah. And like I said, song could have definitely stayed. They could have totally let go of some other people. Let me tell
you something though. If that ain't, this is a good word of advice. I think that it kind of sends, the message that it sends is whatever you're doing, you gotta show up. You gotta mentally show up to everything that you do. That's what I got from Frank telling her, you can't walk around like that. You know what I mean? So let's talk about our favorite part, which we like to do all the time, is predictions.
Yes.
Let's get into what we think is gonna happen in the next couple episodes.
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Okay, so we have 13 girls. Now, I think what they're gonna do is take them through the ringer of another. Now that they can see who can sing and who needs help in that area as far as vocally, I think what they're gonna do is put them through the full on boot camp. Can you dance? Can you move? How are you? How's your personality? What I'm excited to do is see the personalities of the two new girls. I want to see what their lives are like, who they are, and see if they got the moves. Can they shake it, like J-Lo? Can they get it popping? That's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to them eliminating some people that did not step up to the plate in this solo and bringing Song back. Thank you very much.
I don't think she's coming back.
No, she better.
Here's the thing, though. I'm looking forward to seeing some more cuts. I'm looking forward to seeing some more intensity. I think that this whole dancing thing is going to really shake some girls up. Because even if you can't dance, and it's like Frank said, it's sometimes it's about just simple choreography. Can you master that and how they look together? And now I think we're going to start getting into how they act together, which should be very interesting for your favorite.
So the drama's coming.
The drama is it's right around the corner, actually, if we look at those previews.
Okay, so first of all, who do you think they're gonna cut? And don't say Kyla. Who else is on the chopping block? Because I'm gonna say this. It's obvious that Kyla has some aggressive issues, some things going on, right? And it has nothing to do with these people. It has nothing to do with them.
I don't think that's it at all.
But who else is on the chopping block? Because we can't pick on her. I'm never gonna pick on her, but we can't pick on her.
You know what? I'm not picking on her. I'm just working with what she's giving me. That's all I'm doing. She's just giving us plenty of material to kind of call out, and we even see some of that in the next episode. But we're gonna talk about that. What we'll talk about is what Kelly said was very poignant to me, is that she said something about she needs, or she does not like, a bad personality.
Yeah.
And if it was not for Frank, Kyla would have been gone. So what I expect is I need for Kyla to shape up or ship out, because she does have a beautiful voice. She does have even a look that's distinctive. But I think that, like with a lot of people, we don't want to see her become her own worst enemy.
Yeah, but this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to bring someone in to, we're going to tap into why she has been as aggressive. I would like to see that, because it's not giving her a fair chance if we just say, based on what she's done and how she's been acting up, that she's got to go.
Yeah.
No, no, we know she's a star. Like, that's not questionable. I don't think anyone's questioning that. We're just trying to determine whether she's going to play well with the other young ladies that they decide to pick and whether she's going to fit well into this group. Now, that is left to be seen. I feel like hopefully that's going to happen in this next episode. We see some drama's going to come, but I do look forward to the next level of cuts. I hope that my favorites of the solos are not cut out. I want to see all those girls that I mentioned stay. And Jahari, we didn't talk about her too much, but she is playing up that bravado and it's not winning, honey. Like, bye. And so if she leaves, I'm not gonna feel anything. I think she's pretty.
She's pretty, but we have several other girls that look similar to her that have stepped up quite a bit to me. And I feel like they're gonna go for some different looks within the group.
Well, similar to Jahari, like Crystal.
Kind of
like
Crystal
close,
and kind of Brianna a little bit. Just kind of with the curly hair. You know what I'm saying? So
all us light-skinned girls do not look the same, okay?
I'm not saying
Dang. Threw us under the bus. Did y'all catch that? I caught that.
Listen. That's not what I'm saying.
Dang. We all don't look like Beyonce with blonde hair. All light-skinned girls look like Beyonce with blonde hair.
But you know what?
Jesse, where you at?
We will be watching, and Jesse will be back with us next week.
Yes, I'm excited.
So this has been a great show.
Yes.
I really cannot wait to see what happens next week.
Me too, right?
It's going to be crazy. Kyla's going to act up some more. There's going to be some more singing, some more dancing, and we are going to be right here for it.
Yes, we are here for it. Thank you guys so much. Frank, Kelly, all the girls. You guys are all amazing.
Yes, and thank you to everyone who's watching, commenting, sharing. Listen, we're going to be right there with you, commenting right back. Be sure to tune in every week. Give us 5 stars. Like, we want to hear from every one of you.
Yeah.
I am one of your hosts, DJ Richie Sky. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and the Snapchat.
You can follow me on Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat, Facebook, everything at Niena Drake. And then you can go to my website, nienadrake.com.
Follow us at AFTERBUZZ TV. This has been the Chasing Destiny, episode 4, Serenity Now. Keep tuning in.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.